It is literally 4 o'clock in the morning, the sun is just about to rise, and I'm heading out into the Swedish forest to see what I can find. I honestly feel like such a novice in this environment. I can't believe that just happened. So for those of you who might not know this already, because I don't always mention this on my channel, I am originally from Sweden and moved to South Africa about 7 years ago. And that's when I started wildlife photography for real. So even though I have spent a lot of time in nature in Sweden, I was a scout when I was younger, I haven't actually done too much wildlife photography in this environment. Simply because I got into it when I moved to South Africa, and then every time I'm home I tend to just focus being with friends and family and not really doing too much photography. Every now and then I'll pick up my camera and head out in the forest, but I am definitely a novice in this environment because it is a completely different ball game to wildlife photography in South Africa. Because obviously in South Africa we take a car, head out and look for wildlife, and you do all your photography from a car. And ideally here I think you would like to have some type of hide or be in camo gear so that you can hide from the animals and sit and wait for things to come out into an open clearing or so on. And I don't have access to any camo gear or blind or anything like that, so I am doing the best with what I have and heading out on just a simple walk in the forest. Number one target with this mission is little baby goose. I guess you call them goslings. Anyway, Craig said he has been seeing them when he's gone for his runs, and he says they're tiny. That is my mission for today, is trying to find them, and then on the way there we'll see what else I can find. I'm starting to walk here along the water because the sun is just rising and I think the actual forest is slightly too dark still. We'll see what kind of shorebirds we can find, and then we'll head up into the forest on the way back and see if we can maybe see some squirrels, or roe deer would be nice. We'll see. As I said, I definitely feel like a novice. I have very low expectations on how this will turn out. Wow, so that just happened. Literally just walking on the pathway here and spotted a little head in the bushes. It's a little roe deer. So just snapped a few quick photos and then moved along. But I think that's a good start. Oh, and yeah, because I know people are going to comment on it, I do have headphones on, and that's because I thought I'd want to listen to a podcast or music when covering some distance, but I am already regretting the decision of bringing them with, because just listening to the forest gives so much value, and you just notice things that you don't notice otherwise. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to use them.
Shortly after that, I found this Goosander family with little chicks, and they were feeding along the shoreline, making their way down the water. So I decided to get ahead of them to see if I could get them coming towards me.
So I can see them coming from that side. They're so cute. And they're slowly moving this way, so I'm just getting ahead. And I'm just going to sit still. I know I'm not very camouflaged, but they did pass me earlier. If I just sit still, they will come past here. The light is also perfect. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe how this morning has gone so far. It's crazy. Okay, let's just recap of what just happened. That was, I'm getting goosebumps. That was just incredible. Okay, so I came across this little family, a mom with like 10 babies? Do they get that many babies? Crazy. So I saw them, decided to get ahead of them a little bit because I didn't want to startle them, and I thought if I just go and sit down ahead of where they're going and wait for them, then maybe they'll come a little bit closer. And they did. Literally, I don't know if you can see it in the video, literally some of them were fishing right next to my feet. That was just crazy. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, when I saw them, I am 99% sure that I also saw a fox that was possibly hunting them, but the fox ran and disappeared. It was so quick, but I'm pretty sure it was a fox. But yeah, that's why I noticed them, because they were shouting so much about the fox. And then I just saw the fox running across the road and then into the bushes, so it was gone. But then I saw the little family. I think I got some really cool photos. But honestly, even if the photos don't turn out, it's such a beautiful morning. Anyway, it doesn't end there. One of the gulls, I think it's called the black-headed gull, came and tried to steal one of the fish that they were fishing. So the mom was fighting with the gull. I didn't get photos of that though. I've got photos of splashing water, but still so cool to see. And as I'm photographing these little guys, a beaver comes swimming past. Like, what? I have only seen beaver in the wild very few times, and I know they're in this area because, like, well, I can show you right here. There's logs and stuff everywhere. Like, there's a lot of signs of them, and I know that the municipality is having to actually cut down some of the trees because the beavers start chewing at them, and then they like risk of falling on people. So I know they're in this area, but I've never seen them here before, and I've never gotten photos of one. So I got photos of a beaver. And then the little ducklings sat up on a fallen over log in the water to warm up in the sun. And I got the most incredible photos of them in the sun, all huddled together, warming up. Just incredible. That was magical. Absolutely magical. So the plan was actually squirrel. I am honestly in quite an awe of how much I've seen this morning in just an hour. The funniest thing is that I had actually set my alarm to a lot later because I thought the light wouldn't be too great early morning, and I was feeling a bit lazy and wanted to sleep, so I had set my alarm to like 5 o'clock, even though the sun rises here at like 20 past 4. But then I woke up at like 3:30 and couldn't go back to sleep, and I was like, well, I might as well get up. Something in me is just itching to get going and get out there, and you know, it just shows. Listen to your gut. Sometimes it's telling you you need to get out there earlier than you planned because you're going to see some incredible things. And if I would have gotten up the time that I set my alarm on, I would not have seen all the things that we saw this morning. So now I'm turning into the forest because the light is a little bit better, and I think it's just shining beautifully through the trees. Look at this. So the forests have been a little bit more quiet than the shoreline was, but I saw a woodpecker. I think I got a good photo of that one, and a hare, which was really cool. So I'm very happy, and honestly, with how the morning started, I can't complain. The first half an hour of being out honestly trumped what I was expecting to get this morning. So yeah, it's been a very, very successful morning indeed. But now I am starting to meet more and more people who are out with their dogs on morning walks and running and stuff, which does make the wildlife a little bit more skittish and does make it a little bit more complicated to photograph wildlife. So I think it's time for me to head home. But I think it's been an amazing morning, and really, really happy with what I got, and I'll definitely be doing this again. I feel like I've already learned a lot just today, and it's been a lot of fun to just be a beginner for once, and I think it helps me to get back some inspiration and creativity that I feel like I've been struggling with lately. I go through those periods where I struggle a little bit with inspiration and creativity, especially with regards to social media and everything, and it kind of comes and goes, but these type of things definitely help me to get that back and get back on track again. So it's been a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for all the support, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.